Man, do I feel good today. Sometimes that song has an extra special relevance, and that certainly hits home for me today. Welcome to your midday edition of your Feel Good show, Expresso. A new dawn was ushered in this past Saturday when the Miss South Africa top 10 finalists competed for that coveted title in a dazzling grand finale. And of course, that presented us with a brand new figurehead for South Africa in a stunning hybrid entertainment spectacle that was broadcast from right here in Cape Town. Shudufhadzo Musida was crowned as Miss South Africa 2020, a fan favorite. Undoubtedly, the 24-year-old graduate from Hamasia in Limpopo is one of the first Venda women to hold the title, and we're getting a chance right now to sit down with her to break down this unbelievable victory, this crazy time of your life. We've obviously had the opportunity to chat quite a bit, so I kind of already feel like I'm getting to know you and a bit of your wonderful backstory, but this time of your life must be crazy. I'm going to ask you to take a step back, though, because I don't know if you've even had time to take cognizance of everything that's gone on. Was there a moment where you were like, all right, I can do this? Or has it just been a whirlwind trip where you kind of find yourself in that place? Because everything happens so fast. Was there that moment?
I think throughout the entire competition, I've just always thought to myself, I just need to work hard, enjoy the process, and everything will work out. In the last 4 days before the crowning, there was this unimaginable peace in my heart that everything will be okay. I was wondering why I was nervous, like about the process, about the fact that we're crowning a new Miss South Africa. So when they actually called out my name, the shock was more of, this is why I wasn't shocked before. It was not the shock of, hey.
Providence, it's meant to be.
Yeah, so it was more of, okay, this is why I was not nervous before the show. It was meant to be, this was written, you know? So it was really, really exciting. And it's still sinking in that it actually happened, that I'm Miss South Africa 2020.
I've known many Miss South Africas over the years, worked on the pageant, know what a process that is of transformation, just building up to it, getting yourself to a place where you're ready to take on the challenge, then actually winning, and then the real transformation begins, this year of your life that I have a feeling only a year and a half from now will you look back and go, okay, this is what's going on, because it's just so crazy. But you highlighted the role of 3 women in your life in getting you to where you are at the moment, your late grandmother, your mother, and your aunt. And firstly, why was it so important for you to highlight those women, and what did they give to your life and give to you as a young woman that has gotten you to where you are?
My late grandmother was a symbol of strength in our family. She knew the importance of educating her children and empowering them with education in order for our lives to change forever. It took one decision and many sacrifices for me to be sitting here today. If it wasn't for the sacrifices and her strength and the fact that we are here because she knew that this moment would come, and she empowered us with the right skills and lessons. For example, she taught me how it is important to treat everyone the same, irrespective of their status in society. Once you learn how to treat everyone the same, I think you learn that there's an element of kindness and love that exists in our society. But more often than not, we treat people with disregard just because they don't have this, they don't have that. She taught me the opposite. She taught me to be kind and have respect for every single person, and I carry that with me every single day. And I think that is the reason why I'm sitting here, you know. And then my mother is. That is my rock. My mother's my rock. She knew that I had a dream of living a life of service. So when I decided to start going back home and helping as much as I can with the food programs, she came with me. She helped me carry every single one of the things that we had gotten and helped me hand over to the different facilities that we went to. She was there in every single moment, making sure that I'm okay. She would ask, are you okay? Do you need some food? Like, she was just that person. She was my rock. She walked with me every single morning, actually, before the pageant. So she knew that I was busy with school and the pageant. So she was like, no, you need moments where you just unwind. So every single morning we'd wake up, walk for an hour, and then come back home. No phone, nothing, no music, just the silence and just the air in our faces, peace. You know. And then my aunt also raised me. She did exactly what my grandmother did. So it was important for me to highlight all these women because they have made me the woman that I am today.
I feel it. I had the privilege of growing up in an all-female household, and I think that compassion that's innate, that's something that I really do value. We see this exemplified in a few South African women at the moment, and that's, I think, the proudest evolution of what Miss South Africa is now. It's contemporary, it represents the best of what South Africa could be, and of course Zozibini Tunzi very much was the figurehead from that. Did you have a complete fangirl moment when you got to connect with her? What's it like knowing that she's now your confidant, she's there to be able to help and guide you through this process?
We had a shoot before, like I think it was 3 days before the crowning, and she walked out in this beautiful suit, and I stared at her. I was like, how is it possible for someone to have such a presence? And she looked at me, and I was like, oh, she's going to think I'm weird for staring at me like that. She's going to think I'm weird.
I think she's used to it, don't worry, I think she knows that.
And then she just saw me staring, and I wasn't smiling or anything because I was in complete shock that this is, like, she's right here, and she has the strength about her. So knowing that she's actually a sister, is beautiful, because she actually after the show, she was like, you're so deserving. She reassured me that this is my moment. She's such an amazing person.
What validation. Your family, I would imagine, your village must have entered a new reality, really, when this began. Have you had a chance to kind of take stock with them, and how have they received this?
I called my grandfather the night of crowning, and he was so happy. He's like, you've made me so proud. Thank you so much. And I've been seeing videos from my family, videos of them celebrating. Actually, the entire village went to my grandfather's house. They've been at my grandfather's house for the past week.
Because it's a tiny village.
It's a tiny village. So they've been going to my grandfather's house, cooking, making sure that everyone is celebrating. It's like it's a family. So it literally took an entire village to get me here, but not only my village, the village of South Africa. Those are the people that got me here, and their support is unwavering and so amazing.
This village now sits on your shoulders, and you sit on theirs in this beautiful relationship that is only going to flourish from here on out. Yes, the weight of responsibility is there, and I think you're up for that. But there is an opportunity to do something that very few people get to do. What are you most excited about having this platform for?
I'm excited to make a change. I know that's a big responsibility to put on myself, but I'm excited to make a change, even if it's in the smallest way. I've always known that I had the ability to impact lives. Now I have the platform to do that. Now I have the stage to do that. Funny enough, growing up, I always wanted to touch people through music, touch people's hearts through music. Now I get to do it as the Miss South Africa. I get to impact my nation and make sure that we all empowered. Someone said success means nothing if the person next to you is not benefiting from it. And I believe that's what my reign should be like. I want people to look at me as a beacon or a representation of the beauty, resilience, and diversity that exists in this country.
And that you are. We are going to be engaging with you guys at home, and we've got, I know, a lot of people really keen to connect, and we'll try and get into some of those messages of hope when we return. We'll be hearing the experiences of the runners-up to Shudufhadzo Musida and Natasha Yobe, because she doesn't stand alone. She has her sisters, and we'll be meeting them in just a moment.